The most important day of my life was today. The type of day you will never forget, one that scars you for life. I had never felt such extreme happiness, a tidal wave of emotions. It was almost as if the cosmos had plotted to get me to this ideal, brief happiness moment. My grandfather, who I called Papa, was at the core of everything. His presence always a constant in my life, a pillar of love and power. Papa wasn't your typical grandpa. Though he was in years so young in spirit, frail in look but resolute in will, he was a man of paradoxes. His laughter resonated around the house like a never-out-of-date tune. He moved at 65 with the vivacity of someone half his age. Living together as a large family, our vast home was full of laughter, love, and now and then disorder that naturally follows, with so many people under one roof. My name was Sophia, and everyone loved me, that youngest family member. But to them, I was Ronnie, a term of endearment from early years that had stayed. So honored, I felt cherished. Today was different. The whole family was invited to my brother's office, which was throwing a great party. Everyone got ready for the occasion. The house buzzed with energy. Shoes polished, laughter filled the room. New garments were strewn about. Papa, though, chose to stay at home. With a grin, his eyes sparkling with mischief, he stated, "These meetings are too old for me." My dad frowned. He was always worried. His voice tinged with worry, he asked, "How may he stay alone? Suppose he requires something?" With time, Papa's vision had deteriorated, and to him, everything seemed fuzzy. He being alone, unable to see well, was disquieting. Always the realistic one, my mother turned to me. She said, her voice suggesting no resistance, "Ronnie, why won't you stay with Papa? We'll be going to the party." I concurred without thinking. I adored Papa much, and the prospect of spending the evening with him was much more appealing than going to a busy social event. I bade them off. As they loaded into the car, I would look after Papa. I went to my room to swap out of the party's new dress once the house was quiet. Though it seemed out of place now, it was a lovely gown I had chosen with great attention. I couldn't help but sense that something about tonight was unusual as I slid into something more relaxed. The air smelled charged, as though the universe was waiting for something to occur. Papa was sitting in his preferred armchair with his gaze fixed on me when I entered the living room. Given that I'd always taken, he couldn't see well. It was odd. His sight had worsened over time, and he frequently depended on us for direction. But tonight his eyes burned with something close to a laser beam. I tested him by moving my palm close to his eyes. He blinked right away. I had a cardiac flutter. Could he see better than he let on? Memories raced through my head, bits of times that have now taken on fresh significance. I had been viewing some videos on my TV a few days earlier, the sort many couples find appealing. Sitting quietly in the corner, Papa had been in the room. I had figured he could not see the screen, but now I wondered if he had been watching all along. The idea moved down my legs, a combination of curiosity and agitation. Unresistant, I entered his room. I could hear the quiet noise of the TV from the partially open door. Peeking inside, I noted Papa on the bed with his eyes fastened on the screen. The videos I had been viewing, ones that caused my cheeks to flush with warmth, were playing. Papa was sweating on his forehead and breathing deeply. His motions deliberate and powerful. He appeared engrossed in whatever he was engaged in. I was at the entrance, doubtful if I should go in. A mix of fascination and terror gripped my heart. When I eventually knocked, he yelled, "Come in, Ronnie." By the time I entered, the TV was off, but I remembered what I had observed. Papa's face was calm and his expression indecipherable. My heart was pounding with questions. He asked me to get him a glass of water, and I did so. I could not stop considering what I had just seen as I refilled the glass in the kitchen. Thinking Papa couldn't see, the times I had seen those films now seemed like a betrayal. Being neglectful, I had thought he was ignorant of my behavior. Now, however, I see that he had been conscious the whole time, noticing absolutely everything I did, probably even enjoying it. Papa's eyes locked mine when I got back in his room. There was an unusual sparkle in them. He grinned kindly, his voice gentle and calming. His words startled me. "You are exactly like your mother." His statement puzzled me, but then he said, "There is something I have been wanting to ask you, Ronnie. Something that will really make you happy." I was curious, my interest piqued. "Father, what is it?" I inquired, my voice almost a whisper. He paused, his eyes scanning mine as if estimating my reaction. At last, he spoke out slowly and purpose. "Recall the videos you used to watch? I have also seen them. I also want our ties of that nature to be shared." His words shocked and thrilled me and made my spine quiver. Deep down, I felt a weird excitement even if I did not know how to answer. I nodded unconsciously, and something changed between us at that moment. The lines once separating us disappeared, and we moved into unfamiliar terrain. The following hours were a whirlwind of feelings. Papa's vigor and power astonished me. They went against his age and the boundaries I had always tied to him. His contact was firm and gentle. He moved with a certainty and enthusiasm that left me speechless. This side of him was unfamiliar to me, and it kindled in me something, a want I had never known to exist. I lost myself in the moment. The world outside grew meaningless as the evening went on. We were just the two of us, linked by a secret that would always stay with us. I was full of a blend of feelings: joy, perplexity, and satisfaction by the time the family got back. I realized that age was but a number when I saw Papa's power and vitality gave me astounds. Our bond grew on that day in a manner I had never imagined, and I knew then our secret would remain only that, a secret.